Welcome everybody back to Reality Radio Pod. It's Whitney, Stefan, and Andrew here, and we are back today to talk about the challenge Double Agents. Um, really excited because we haven't talked about the last couple of episodes, so we get to just dive right into everything that's been going on the last couple of weeks, and we also will be giving our thoughts on the We Want OGs movement and what's going on with that and everything.
Nice.
So, yeah, you
Shout
guys
out to
can
Mark Long.
shout out to Mark Long. Yep, he made it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so you guys can follow us at Reality Radio Pod and the Challenge MTV for just to chit chat with us,
Right.
whatnot. So let's get right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so we left off. Dude, where did we leave off in the last episode?
We left off episode
So the
one.
first
We never talked about episode two.
the first episode landed on a cliffhanger
So just that we just did
with
that one
with
episode.
Natalie. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
All right.
basically, yeah, go ahead.
So like, what do y'all think about this season so far though? Like with the now that we see how like the twist works and everything, we kind of got a full grasp of what the season's gonna be like.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah.
I thought I wasn't going to like the twist with the whole partner switching, but I actually don't mind it. I like the fact that they can pick anyone after winning an elimination.
Yeah.
I like the twist.
It makes a partner season more manageable, I think. I mean, I don't hate the Rivals or Exit seasons, but they get kind of over repetitive at times, and especially Final Reckoning was very over repetitive. But with this, with having switching teams, it makes it more manageable, like I said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it makes it more balanced. Like there's not gonna be one team dominating a bunch of missions and things like that. And then I think also combining that with the skulls twist, so everyone will eventually see an elimination. So it's not like no one's going to have the opportunity to switch. Everyone's going to get that opportunity. I mean, people who win their eliminations, because everyone has to go down there at some point.
Yeah.
So it all the way up to the finale, I'm assuming will be like switching, or at least have
Partner.
that ability to switch partner.
Right.
So I think it adds a whole new layer to the game, to a partner season as well. Yeah, like it's completely different, and it just adds new letter of politics and competition, I think.
Because alliances would clash too, because you're gonna have a new partner, and then your partner may not be in the same alliance with you. So that too.
Yeah. I just wish with this, everyone. No, I was gonna say I didn't like that everyone gets their own vote.
No, yeah.
I wish it was kind of like one
like how they get their own
team.
vote.
One team has to vote.
Yeah, I see that.
One
because
team gets
now,
one vote.
So now it doesn't really matter about if your partner's in your alliance or not, because your partner's going to vote the way they want to vote.
It's practically, it's like they're individuals, but they just have to compete as a pair in the challenges.
Yeah.
But I wish
I
they
think
could have
that's what
made it
And
more.
if you don't like your partner, you can easily throw a challenge on a girl's day, or if you think it's a girl's day or a guy's day,
Yeah.
That too.
I think they did the individual vote thing on both Fresh Meat seasons, right?
Yeah,
where
it just
you
wasn't
didn't have
secret.
to vote as a pair.
It just wasn't secret. So it made it where people didn't want to switch off from their partners because everything was public and out in the open. So this one is so secretive.
Yeah.
Everyone's just kind of doing their own thing.
Right.
So I wish they would blast like the show, like they did in Final Reckoning, show everybody who voted for who.
They have it on the MTV YouTube page.
No, I'm saying show like the actual cast members how they did, instead of how the double agents see who voted for who.
Yeah.
I wish that was shown, that like the house can see that.
Right.
But
I don't mind it. I feel like
I like this. I like this too.
The concept of the team that wins, they're the double agent. They can know everything.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
is power. And obviously we're going to talk about good use of power and bad use of power, because it happened both in both these episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, in second episode, we see that Natalie chooses to stick with Wes, which I don't
Mhm.
think really mattered in the grand
No.
scheme of anything. People were making like a big deal about it, but it didn't really matter at all, because now Wes is gone and she's with Corey, and so it's like, she didn't betray Wes, and now she has a better partner
Loyal.
anyway. So
Right. So he's really more leveled in the game.
yeah. So, and I think the way
I just
with
feel
the
bad for well, what do you guys think of Joseph?
Yeah. Go ahead with.
yeah, I like Joseph. I wish that he could have stayed around. I mean, we've seen more of Joseph, I guess, because that was his, he's only been in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But, I liked his personality, and I would have liked to see him around. I think him and Big T would have been a fun little team
Mm.
together for a couple
It would have
episodes.
been nice. I don't get why he wanted to go in so soon and earn a skull. And
Yeah.
I don't get why the house let him get his way, especially if you already have majority of the votes to put Wes against Devin. Because I believe that week they wanted Wes versus Devin, but they let Joseph get his way, and then Wes versus Devin didn't happen until episode 3.
He's a
Yeah.
good, in my opinion, he's a good kid, but I don't know if this was good casting for the show. I personally, I think he'd be, if he has any exes, I feel like he'd be good for an X on the Beach type season. But as far as the challenge, am I excited to see him come back? Honestly, I don't
I
think
think if he does get a chance to come back, he's gonna come back better.
Yeah, now
I
he knows
see it
what
in
to
him.
expect.
Yeah.
he's not gonna. I don't know if he's gonna be like a Rogan type of character where where you're early boot and then he comes back and make his deep runs like Rogan did the past couple seasons.
Right.
I mean, I got to give him credit. He did put up a heck of a fight against Kyle, but
Yeah.
it's just, I was like, why did they cast this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, it is random. Like America's Got Talent, that is like the most random show. I
It's
think
like,
the only person who won out of this situation was Big T.
yeah.
She got an awesome partner.
Big T and CT, I think.
Yeah. I mean, for her, she got a good partner. And I think
Yeah.
she balances him a little bit.
So how do you guys want to break down like the episodes? You want to start with the challenge in episode 2 and go from there?
No, I was just gonna do generally, because since it's like covering both
So
episodes,
far back.
and
Yeah.
the second episode is really kind of, doesn't really matter much, because
That
just like
mission,
Joseph going home.
Yeah, and they gave it to Fessy and Nisa anyway. that
Yeah,
mission.
so the challenge was a wash. The elimination was kind of whatever. So you don't have to focus
Were
much
you-
on that one.
Were you guys like, why didn't Fessy put him go in against Joseph? Because that would have been
He should have. If he
such
wasn't,
an easy win for
he
him.
should have. He could have definitely gotten a gold skull that night. But I think he was just hesitant because he didn't know the rules.
He was saying like, "Oh, I'm only gonna go in if it's like Hallbar or something."
Yeah, this was
Apparently,
definitely
and
physical. He could have gone in.
I don't remember if, I've listened to a couple podcasts. I don't remember if they said that there was a ring down there, but if there was nothing down there, it's not going to be endurance. It's not going to be strategy. It's going to be physical, right?
He was just hesitant. And he was just hesitant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him for not putting Wes the second episode. A lot of people wanted him to do the dirty work, and why should he? But at the same time, going down there, getting your gold skull against somebody, like I said, I don't think he's the worst. I don't think he's the worst. I feel like there's a couple that are a lot worse than him, but honestly, if you put Fessy against Joseph in anything, as in like a crapshoot, obviously Fessy's gonna win.
I'm not sure about anything, but definitely like physical contact. I think Fessy would have the better hand.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't I mean, I don't blame him too much. It is what it is. It's just that when you make a statement like that, saying
Mhm.
that if there's a stick in the middle of the field or whatever, then I'm going in. Then you see that there's literally nothing but like a ring. So and then you don't go in. It kind of leads people to
You
that.
chicken out.
Yes, to all those comments. So it's just kind of like, okay, just say you don't want to go in because it's too early and you don't want to, screw up and or something like that. Then whatever, but don't like talk big and then don't follow through. I think that's kind of what was the case, but I don't really blame them because I feel like there's still like little guys in there like Michi, Jay, Devin physically,
Right.
so there's still options in there. I think physically he can take
I
anyone, but
here's a question. Could have Anissa say she wanted to go down and would they have said Big T had to play?
no, I think
Is the
The first
person guy?
episode was a women's, so I feel like they're gonna do whatever.
I see. I thought they were
They're
gonna
not gonna.
alternate, but then they did another guys week after Joseph.
Do you? Well,
I think
speaking
because
on
maybe
that, do you feel like
Nicole
if
wasn't there.
Nicole would have stayed, it would have stayed out as the girls?
Maybe, yeah, maybe because Nicole.
No.
Well, who got voted in? Devin, right? Devin and Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole wasn't
Yeah.
there, so I guess they were forced for guys.
yeah.
So the new pairings that came out of that second episode, once Kyle won the elimination, Kyle picked Cam.
Mhm.
If you were Kyle in that situation, who would you have taken, Stefan?
Who would have taken? I would have taken
And
Natalie.
remember, Anissa's off the board because Anissa's the
I would
double
have
agent.
taken Natalie for sure.
I mean, I don't falter the pick because Cam's obviously a beast. She's killer Cam.
Hmm
But
If I had to choose between Natalie or Cam, Natalie.
I think you could go Tori there like Devin did. I feel like you could go. I don't know why people are sleeping on Lolo.
I don't think people are sleeping on her. No one's sleeping on her. They just probably don't like her.
What's her personality?
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, have you seen Lolo on Celebrity
Yeah.
Big Brother and Chance for Stars? Like, she's not someone that's just
She's like a
going.
mini West, maybe. I don't know.
So I don't think anyone's sleeping on her. They acknowledge that she's an Olympian. They acknowledge that she's athletic. They just don't want to,
The social game with her.
yeah. That's just what it is.
You could have gone with
Yeah,
one
Cam
like
social
one
game
of
is good. So
could have gone Cam, Tori, Casey, or Lolo. I feel like or Natalie. I think those five you'd be set.
Mm-hmm. Or Teresa.
Teresa, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So big T and CT are together. I think that works great for CT because I think
Mhm.
he's very low. He's gonna just ride the wave and
Yeah.
chill.
You need someone chill like Big T.
Yeah, and no one's looking at him, which is weird that no one's really looking at him like this big threat, like they're looking at Wes. Because CT won more challenges than Wes, and he's won more recently.
Yeah.
So it's very weird why people aren't looking at him the same way, or even more so. But so team though, and
I personally thought CT was going to be like, man, why am I with Big T? She hasn't really proven herself, but after he praised her so much, I was like, this actually works out.
Yeah, very humble.
Big T was an early exit on Worlds 2. I think she remind me, did she she was very close to beating Georgia in Worlds 2, right?
Or Nicole. I thought maybe
no, she went against Georgia.
She went against Georgia in the first female elimination.
I don't remember. They taught. I mean, editing is weird. With that competition, they taught like it was close, but editing could be weird.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
And then in Total Madness, she left because of a freak injury. So we'll see how this pairing goes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if CT goes into a future elimination, does he keep Big T?
Depends on when he goes. If he goes later on, he probably switches up to a stronger partner. If he goes like when the next couple of ones, I can see him sticking with Big T.
Yeah, Big T won't switch unless
Yeah.
she is upset with his, social game. But we'll see.
But if he's closer to the end, he may try to snag someone
It's
like
better.
before a final or something like that. But if he goes like right
Did
now, then it's like the stick.
so moving over to Josh? Did Josh make the right choice picking Nani over Big T?
Oh
Yeah. Yep.
because he needs someone like Ani.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's they're friends. It makes sense. They both work well together. They know each other's personalities. This is perfect for them. And then yeah. So I think it works out for all parties involved that
I
week.
Sure.
agree.
And then we see just like continuation onto the third episode.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle kind of calls out Fessy and
Right.
and just kind of going in and let them know that like, dude, you saw that there wasn't anything there. You say you wanted to go and you didn't go in. Do me an instead. And then that's where Fessy just kind of drops the bomb. He just got backed into a corner and he's not a wordsmith. Like he doesn't have a way with words, nor is he quick on he's not a quick thinker either. So the
Mm-mm.
only thing he could do is to just out that that they are able to see the votes, and he saw that Kyle did not vote in West.
Mm.
So
Why would you do that in front of the whole house though? I mean,
yeah, that's what I just
obviously,
said. Like
it
he's
was
not.
I think he did it because he was they were arguing in front of everyone, and now
He just wanted a
Kyle
way
was
to
making
prove.
everyone look like he was a
Yeah,
chicken. So he
I
wanted
feel
to.
I feel like with that scene that Fessy had with Corey, I feel like it's foreshadowing that in the end, Corey and Nelson won't be able to trust Fessy.
Mm-hmm. No, I can see that
they
now.
shouldn't.
Because Fessy was the honorary third member of 2YB last season.
Right. No,
And
I don't think they should trust Fessy because Fessy seems like he will do anything to win. Even though he says he's close with Corey and Nelson, I don't think Corey and Nelson should trust Fessy all the way.
I said this on the preview show. Physically, Fessy is probably one of the best challengers in this season, by bar none. Nisa absolutely made the right choice by picking him. Mentally, he is. What's the nicest way to put this? Is there a nice way to put it?
What?
He's an idiot.
I don't think he's an idiot. I just think he's a little, like Whitney said, he can't think fast on his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't, like, when you get into it, that's what I'm saying. When him and Kyle were going at it, that's the only thing he had. That's the only thing he had because he couldn't think of anything else to say to defend himself. So he just wanted to put it all on Kyle and be like, well, I saw that you didn't vote the way you told me you were going to vote. And
Right.
yeah.
And too bad Anissa wasn't in the room.
Right.
She probably would have handled it way better than Fessy.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Kyle? Are you guys warming up on him? I know when we would talk about Vendetta, his first season, I don't think you were a fan of it, Stefan, if I recall.
I'm not. I'm same way about Kyle.
You're still not.
But he's with
Yeah.
Cam, so I have no choice but to root for Cam and Kyle. Until I see something that he's
for now
do something wrong against Cam, then
yeah, he's all right. I mean, he's all right. He didn't do much last season, but he's okay for now. Yeah, so yeah, about that conversation, then then Kyle, which is funny, considering what happens this episode, but then Kyle was like, if you asking me to choose between you or Wes, I'm sticking with Wes. And then he was like, and then that moved on to I think the Fessy and Corey scene. Where
I mean, not knowing what we know now, obviously the end of the episode, Kyle, I think that would have been best for Kyle's game to stick with Wes.
I think it was best for Kyle's game to not say anything. That would have been best. He stick with Wes, but not be so vocal about it.
Not show his cards.
Yeah. But yeah, so then then obviously Fessy, because Fessy didn't tell Corey ahead of time, but which is what he should have done. he should have went to Corey and Nelson and be like, hey guys, look, just let you know, we can see the votes. Who voted for the person that goes in, and Kyle didn't vote the way he said he was going to vote, so that's why I threw him in. That's the conversation that should have happened with them before he talked to anybody else. And funny enough, though, I was listening to the podcast with Anissa and Tori, and Anissa told
Love that
Tori,
podcast.
Anissa told Tori that they can see the vote. So Anissa did what she was supposed to do. She told her ally that, hey, just let you know, we can't see the votes.
Anissa's
Bessie
smart.
did not-
Was that? Do you remember? Is that the only person she told?
Yeah, that was the only person she told.
Okay.
I didn't listen to the podcast yet, but I'm not surprised she did tell her allies. She's very smart like that.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna give a
she's
quick
been doing this for
plug.
years, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna give a quick plug to the official challenge podcast. It is incredible. They've had two, so they've done 4 episodes so far. They've had 2 executive producers, and they had Mike the Miz on week 2. It's very short, so if you guys aren't into listening to like long, drawn out podcasts like Challenge Mania does on occasion, like Rob has a podcast does with the Survivor Big Brother, etc. This is a podcast for you guys.
No, yeah.
Because it's
Well,
very
yeah.
short. I think they keep all their podcasts under an hour.
yeah, it's like
Which is
yeah,
good.
sorry.
It's nice. It's time consuming. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not time consuming.
So yeah, so Fessy definitely didn't handle that correctly, and he just kind of blew it up and everything. And now Corey doesn't trust him. Nelson's not gonna trust him. So yeah, he kind of blew his spot up, which is the weirdest thing to do, because on last season he was like in such a great spot with everybody. So it's just like, it's so weird that he comes in here, he gets some power, and he didn't know what to do with it or how to handle it. And clearly it just kind of explodes in his face, much like what happened on Big Brother too.
Mm-hmm.
It's power, he has no idea what to do with it, and it just kind of explodes in his face. So yeah, so this episode we also we get Devin. Devin's been a big part of this episode as well. He begins to what was it first? Oh, was it Devin and Josh thing first?
Yeah.
Does that
the
come?
blow up? Yeah.
I like the one liner, and I don't want to go away with this. He was talking about his partnership with Nicole, and he was like, English and whatever language Nicole speaks.
That was a funny scene there because Nicole.
That was a funny one.
Hard to understand Nicole.
Oh, that's right. That was last. That was last. The second episode. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he said
was
something
funny.
about an infant or something, a grown infant or something in the second episode. And then before the challenge in the third episode, he was like, "Oh, English and whatever language Nicole speaks."
Right. We didn't even get to the challenge, bro. Yeah, get to a challenge.
Yeah. Let's get to it. The wrestling, what was it? They were wrestling on top of the truck.
Roadkill.
Roadkill
is what it was called.
Okay.
And
We definitely had a couple roadkill.
Sick. It was sick. I like this challenge.
I will
like
say
that's
the matchup for good, but what did I say last week? Or 2 weeks ago? I felt like Nani and Teresa had the hardest matchups. And Teresa had Lolo, and then Nani had Natalie.
I think Amber M had Casey.
Okay, Amber M.
Yeah.
Because Casey is a professional. What is it? What does she play?
Football player.
Football player.
Did you guys know Amber B played rugby? She had a little. She had a little interview. I was like,
couldn't tell.
Really? Okay. I bet if she told Darrell that, Darrell was like, "Yeah, I'm glad I picked you."
I didn't know that Amber B played rugby. You said?
Yeah, she said it was the scene before they went against Leo and who's Leo's partner?
I do remember that.
Gabby.
Gabby,
that's right.
Yeah.
I was thinking Liv, but Liv wasn't. Liv's with that other rookie.
Well, I would just say I just want to say Nani and Teresa had the hardest match.
Yeah, so let's go through the matchups then. The first matchup was Cam and Kyle versus Nicole and Devin. And
injury versus injury.
Who got injured?
Oh, well, Nicole.
Oh, Nicole. Yeah, Nicole. Yeah, Nicole got injured pretty bad.
Really bad.
Yeah. I can't tell who was doing who. Did anyone win from Devin and Kyle?
I
Or
can't
did they
remember.
time out?
I don't believe so. I think they timed out.
I think
They
they both,
timed
yeah.
out.
they both
Okay.
timed out, which is good. Good for Nicole. She was still, doing it with a broken
Yeah,
shoulder.
she was still trying to fight, and she was just like,
Dislocated
"Stop, stop!" Cam kept trying to go on, and she was like,
and wanted to win.
"Stop!" And then like you see her like bone, just like
Popping out. the
pop out of
socket.
her.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, a good thing she had that. They had that shirt on there though,
Yeah.
because
And
that
she
kind of
wasn't
kept
even
it.
in pain. She was probably like numb from it, but I'm pretty sure she was in pain later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so weird because did you notice the doctor when he got out when the doctor was checking on, she's like, "Can you walk?" And she was like, "Yeah, I can walk." It's like it's a shoulder.
Right.
It's like, what kind of doctors are out there?
Right. Yeah.
Her shoulder pops out.
I,
It's like,
I don't remember that.
Can you walk?
I've only watched the episode once.
I remember that distinctly because I was like, well, "What are they talking about?" It's like
Challenge production.
those doctors. Oh my goodness.
So they all timed out, which is good.
They all timed out, yeah.
It's a bummer Nicole had a short-lived run on this season. I gotta say, I just watched X on the Beach, Peak of Love. Nicole was awful on that show.
Yeah, she is terrible.
So so I'm sure she wanted
Terrible.
to come back on the challenge to be like, I need to redeem myself to the fans because obviously I didn't do myself any favors for how I treated Laurel and
That's
her other
I
ex
highly
and then her
doubt
other
that.
ex.
I highly doubt that was her mindset. I highly doubt that. I don't think
I
she
heard-
thinks there's anything wrong with what she did on the show,
Right.
which is crazy because yeah, she was terrible. But she's,
I don't know a lot, but I heard she wanted to win for her relationship. They wanted to have a baby. They were trying to have a baby.
Spoiler alert, they're no longer together.
yeah.
I didn't know that. Well,
Yeah, they broke up like a month,
everything
maybe like a week or two after it was revealed Tori and Jordan were together.
She didn't win. She didn't win. Maybe she won. They would have stayed together.
right.
No, so what other matchups were there? There was
Darrell
Yes.
versus Leo. That was
Darrell, Leo
find out.
Darrell and Amber versus Leo and Gabby,
Yes.
which is another one that was interesting.
That was very interesting.
Gabby won her matchup. Like her and
Gabby
Amber
won.
kind of flew off the thing into the net.
Mhm. But
And,
Gabby stayed on longer.
Yeah. So and then Darrell and Leo, which is interesting because Darrell is super like athletic and very physical, but Leo's this like professional wrestler. So I was like, oh, I wonder how this is gonna go.
Me too. Yeah.
And it went exactly how I figured it would go. They both would match up
Timed out.
well.
Yeah.
And no one got the better of anyone, and they just kind of
Right.
timed out. I wish they didn't have the timed out though. I wish they would just let them go until someone wins.
That would have been
well.
like,
Then they would have been there for like 5 hours. Then
right. Because Darrell wasn't.
I mean,
I
was
don't
on
think
the
so. I
with-
think
with this type of
maybe
season,
they
I
want
mean,
anyone getting hurt,
yeah.
which people did.
So much for that. Huh?
I wonder how long it took. Was it like 30 minutes? Or 20, maybe 20 to 30 minutes, you think?
It was 10.
I
I
thought
thought
it
it
was
was 10.
10. Yeah, I thought it was 10.
Yeah.
No, because they kept TJ shouted out, it was like 10 minutes left, 10 minutes left.
Mm,
That's
So
right,
I
that's right.
think it's probably like maybe 20.
that's
20
crazy. That's a long
25
time.
minutes, something like that.
to-
That's a long time to be wrestling.
that
And for
is.
nobody to go anywhere, that's a long
Yeah.
time.
That is.
So yeah, that was one of my favorite matchups, Darrell versus Leo.
Mhm.
And
Who did the eventual winners go against? Leroy and Casey.
Amber and Nelson.
That's right.
Yeah.
Amber and Nelson.
Three or four teams finished, right?
Yeah, then you had Wes and Josh versus Nani and Natalie, which
Mhm.
is probably my favorite just because both matchups ended like no one timed out, no one got injured. There was actually an actual winner. That's probably like my favorite one right there. And it
Yeah.
was fun because they both were like wrestling around for a little bit. I thought
Yeah.
it was hilarious how Josh was just like
he could have
holding over, like just like trying to do his best to manhandle Wes. And he was so sure they won. He was like, "Oh, I think we got that, guys." It's
Right.
like it's not about who can throw who the farthest.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you
Wes
gotta
just
stay
flipped.
on the platform as long.
Yeah, the longest.
And yeah, Josh just flew, and Wes dragged his foot.
Yep.
And same with Natalie. Well, they were more tangled up,
Mm-hmm.
so it was interesting. But you can see like Nani was clearly on the bottom of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Natalie got pulled over, her arm and her foot were both on the platform. So that was just
a good fight, Nat.
It was a good fight. Yeah, it was a good one.
Good fight.
That was probably my favorite one, just because they were the ones that were wrestling the most. Like they never stopped. Like CT and Fessy kept separating and standing up and just wrestle.
Yeah, wrestle until someone wins.
Yeah. So then what other matchups he had? So like Amber M had no chance. She had no chance against Casey.
He had Tori and Corey versus Liv and Michi.
Yeah, that was another good one. Michi beat Corey though.
Yeah, I know.
What did Liv do to her elbow?
What happened?
Don't know. I don't know.
She injured her elbow, remember?
Yeah.
I think she just injured it.
I'm not sure specifically. But I couldn't see. It looked like it looked pretty bad. Like she couldn't move her arm.
She could barely put it out straight.
But I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't understand what exactly happened.
I was shocked Michi beat Corey.
Yeah.
He himself. Corey.
Yep.
So, Michi doesn't look like super strong, but at the same time,
he has heart.
With Corey having 2 kids, how much time does he have to train for these? You know?
No, I mean Corey's still. He's still
pretty well fit, but
he's fit and he has experience, and he should not have lost that.
Yeah, there's no like Corey's solid. He's solid. And
Corey came through. You know, she wasn't gonna let no rookie beat her, but Corey, you should have came through.
I really want to know how different these matchups would have been if they were like on the ground. If they were on the ground, just straight up
different element,
match. Yeah, I don't like it. It doesn't have to be too much. I don't like, it doesn't have to be too much nonsense.
Yeah.
Like puzzles are okay every now and then, but this is the type of stuff I like to see.
It doesn't have to be a marathon or like extra.
Right. Like on Total Madness, sure. It was just like goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those. Oh yeah, then Jay and Teresa, poor them. They had to go against Lolo and Nam, which was just like.
Shout out to Teresa, having 2 kids, coming back and going against Lolo in a wrestling match.
Yeah. She did good. She did good. She put up a fight.
She put up a good fight too. I mean, she has that history with that one of the better eliminations on X's 2 with Nani. That was
right.
I'm pretty sure the producers were like, "Oh, we can give Nani and Teresa, Natalie and Lolo."
You don't think it was random?
It probably was random.
Conspiracy theories. I wish it wasn't. I wish that the elimination winner can choose the matchups like they used to do back in the day.
Right. It would be interesting.
That would have been interesting. But yeah,
CT versus Fessy.
Yeah.
Yes, that was kind of a
buzz. Versus Big T. Anissa had an easy one.
At the end, CT was like, "Did we just become best friends? Like taking the line out of Step Brothers?"
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Hopefully, that'd be good for CT's game. But Anissa had an easy win, so we can't really applaud her too much.
Yeah. She's
a beast anyway. She's proven herself.
I really wish they would have sized up these matchups better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what? The reason why I thought it wasn't picked at random, because what are the odds of CT and Fessy going against each other?
They probably picked that one and then was just like, oh yeah, forget about Anissa and BT. Yeah.
Right.
But I would have liked to see Big T and Amber M go at it. that would have given them
That would have
both.
been a fair match.
That
for
would have given them
the
both a
team.
good shot, I
Yeah.
think.
Equal in size
And
whatnot.
then, you know,
Like I said in the preview, I don't remember anything about Amber M. Like I didn't watch AYTO, whatever
neither.
that gender fluid
But
one
she
was.
seemed-
But
she
I
seemed
watched
cool.
the first episode and like the highlight reel on YouTube. I don't remember a thing about her. There were like I wonder if they called a couple of other ones. I think there was a girl named Jenna on the show.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, why is she being picked out of everyone from her season?
And we still haven't
It
had
makes me wanna
anybody from
watch her season, you know,
we
but
still haven't had anybody from season 6 or 7, I think. Have we had anybody from season 6 of Are You the One come on the challenge yet?
no,
I don't think we
idea.
have. So they skip 6 and 7 and go all the way to 8. Like
I think Are You the One is canceled because I don't even see. I have never seen another. I don't even know if it's coming back.
yeah. But
What I was gonna say the winners for that challenge.
Leroy and Casey.
Yeah, shout out to Leroy.
Shout out.
Leroy
Um,
KC. Even though they're not working with each other, they're partners. I think
yeah.
it's pretty stupid that they're not gonna like talk to each other and try to gather.
That's really weird.
Yeah, at least have your alliances come together and work together.
That's really weird. Like
that kind of made me upset. I'm like, why would you be partners and not share everything, you know, and not try to work with each other?
And then if you guys happen to get swapped, you can still keep that connection, have that connection and work with each other.
Because if
It's harmless to have an extra ally.
I agree.
You know?
I wouldn't
So
be
it's
surprised if
weird.
Casey swaps and picks Fessy. I wouldn't be.
Yeah. True. Yeah, that was really weird. I was so hoping Wes and Allie won that. It just been more fun. It would just been something more exciting. I feel like Leroy and Casey, you already know what their game plan is, and it's just like, you know,
they wanted Wes.
Yeah, they wanted Wes versus Devin. I feel like
they wanted to break up Wes's number one, and
But that's the thing. He doesn't have anything.
I thought it was Devin though. I thought he said his number one is Devin.
Yeah, but what are they?
They just want to break up a champ.
I guess.
I guess, yeah.
It's just like Wes is.
I don't blame him for wanting to see them separated.
He's just so like not a threat. It doesn't.
What?
Yeah.
Yes,
outside of Darrell and CT,
he has Natalie.
Outside of what?
I would say Darrell, CT.
If Wes would have, go ahead.
Outside of Darrell, CT, and Anissa, Wes has been on the show the longest. So a lot of these newer kids, I'm going to call them kids because I'm 31. I can do that now.
Wes might have Wes might have done more challenges, but he's been doing challenges.
A lot of these newer kids, they hang out together outside of these shows.
I don't know, sexist.
Speaking of what Andrew just said, like, what's his name? Freaking A. Nelson actually worked out with Wes and Nehemiah before coming onto the show. So that's Wes considered Nelson as be a friend of his. That's one of the people he was mad at because he thought was an ally. So I don't think Wes is like disconnected in any way because he was on the show longer. I think he is very connected. These people just didn't follow through because
maybe Nelson saw Wes's true colors and was like, "Hey, you're not really talking to me in this house. You're really talking to Kyle and Devin."
I mean, look at Wes.
No, I think it's just.
I think kick me off.
No, I think it's just
Wes's
mob
history.
mentality. You come in, you don't want to go against the grain. That's what it is.
Look at Wes's history, though. I mean, you see him be like, "Oh, I remember. I think it was Worlds 2, one of the earlier episodes, because he didn't last long on that show either. They showed. I called blah 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 blah."
What happened?
What?
Sorry.
Nice.
My fiance just sent me a quick text, which I'll respond to after I'm done. But like on Worlds 2, he had like a little tic-tac-toe thing where they had like a picture of Brady Bunch thing of like who he's aligned with. Every season he aligns with way too many people and they exchange notes with one another.
Who? Yeah. No, he does that a lot. He's been doing that since his first season. He's been trying to gather everyone.
Well, I think more so since his return after his hiatus after the duel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he has that title. You know, people look at him like, oh, you're a champ. Let's get you out.
Yeah. It is what it is. I think then what we do, okay, Leroy Nelson. No, not Leroy Nelson. Leroy and Casey win. All right.
The houseboat.
Well, we think we
Or did
get
we
in
miss
this like
something?
argument or whatever it was. It's
Oh, what was it?
nonsense. I don't even want to talk about it, but I guess we gotta
Oh,
talk about
CT
it.
versus Casey, right? and-
Something about pizza, something about something cooking.
This was like a
And
typical real world episode. This was
Josh, I called him Joshua. Josh took
Yeah.
it upon himself to
Dasha,
insert himself
because of
into
his
the
friend.
situation.
His friend, yeah.
And CT was over it at that point. CT was like, dude, it doesn't even concern you. It's over, whatever. And Josh's like, no, it does concern me because of Casey. Casey's crying.
Right.
And CT's like, oh, Casey's crying. Let me go talk to her. He's like,
Right.
Casey, are you crying? Casey's like, no, I'm not crying.
Right.
No. And then, it's like, CT's like, well, he said you're crying. And Josh's like, I didn't say
it. Like, you completely lied.
And then I like the editors. They went back and was like,
Mhm.
oh, yeah.
I know you've been over Josh for quite a while now. What point in his 4-season run were you like, man, this kid is way too much?
What point?
Because I think
For me, it was total madness.
I think that's what it was too. I'm trying to think. I like the move on War of the Worlds too to throw in West. I liked him and Laurel doing that.
Yeah, because he was working with. Wasn't he working with Laurel?
Yeah, Laurel and Johnny. I liked all that.
Laurel was on that chart.
He was
And
smart.
him going against Paulie, I didn't mind that or anything. I think it was
Yeah, I
total
didn't mind that.
madness for me.
Yeah, me too. Because I feel like he's looking for camera time. I could be wrong.
Yeah, he was looking for a reason to just go at Swaggy and Bailey, and it was like, you guys keep talking to West. He's my enemy. And it's like, so I can't talk to you. Have all these other friends that talk to West, but you have a problem with me and when we talked to West. It was just so stupid. You could tell he was just looking for a fight.
Dramatic.
That's when I was just like, he's
very
an idiot.
dramatic. And he's like,
and it's
so
not
this is
even
like his third
smooth
season
or clever
of having
with
a
it.
blow up or whatever.
Yeah, so that's kind of when it, and then he always does the same thing. Every time the episode airs, he always posts on Twitter. It's like, hey guys, yeah, this is hard for me to watch. This house changes you and all that stuff. Then he goes back and do it again. It's like, no, whatever. You're doing this intentionally for camera time.
Right.
Like that's all it is. And it's nothing that's like, it's not funny or it's funny when other people do stuff like Devin, but it's not funny.
Well, I mean, it's not funny, but at the same time, it is because we're watching him make a fool out of himself.
I think
for me, it's annoying and sad.
I find it hilarious because every season that he's been on, and I'll include his big brother, people get under his head, and he gets emotional, he cries, and it's like, do you feel like some of it's an act because he wants to be on the show continually, or do you feel like that's how he is?
I thought it was an act. It's hard to tell. I don't want to assume because I don't want to like put it out there.
Yeah, I mean, he could be it could be how he is, but I also think he's acting it up.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
Playing it up because he wouldn't act like this in real life. I don't think.
He's creating moments. That's what he's doing. He's creating moments.
Because back in the day, and I'm watching Gauntlet 2 right now on CBS All Access. Back in the day, it wasn't about camera time. They were about having a good time, enjoying it, and having friendly competition. Now, and I think it even picked up starting with the trilogy, with Dirty 30. I feel like now, if you make good TV, you're going to be on every season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that just comes with social media because the more you're seen, the more followers you get, and the more influence you have, and people make money off of that. Like I forgot who it was, but someone said they make like a couple $1,000s off of one ad post that they post, and you
Mhm.
get those type of offers, the more and more followers you get. So once that became a thing, then this show became like, just like honey to a flock of bees,
Yeah.
because now that's why everyone wants to do it, because it's one of the few shows out there that's casting on a regular basis. Like they do 2 shows a year,
Mhm.
and you have a chance to get cast every single season,
Yeah.
and it reaches
A
a,
good amount of
a
people.
following, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Why not?
it's kind of that era has taken over, and now people are just trying to
I
stay
feel
relevant
like that's why people
possible.
like Josh, Kyle, Devin, Corey, not taking into athletic ability from any of them, but those 4, and then what girls are like very attention seeking? Nani.
I don't think he looks for attention. He doesn't do drama. I feel like he tries to stay away from the drama.
Yeah, he
Well,
calmed down.
he's gotten better, but he's still like
Now Corey
he's to
calmed
the
down.
point where
Corey's
if
for
it
himself now. I feel like Corey's
yeah,
very, very more down to earth and real.
Yeah.
but like those individuals like Devin, Kyle.
It's more like Devin, Kyle, and
I
Josh.
don't know much of Michi, but he gives me the vibe that he's very for the cameras. And
Because he has
if if you create storylines, you're gonna get casted every season.
right. Well, Michi's not doing a good job. So
Yeah, I think
And that's the
he
reason
has
why.
this is good. He's good in front of the camera. I'm not saying that he does things for the camera, but
yeah,
he's
I think
good in
he knows
good in
what
front
he's
of the camera.
doing. He's good at
Because his
advertising
That's
interviews are
the
great. His
his
interviews are
brand.
great.
Yeah,
that's
no,
the
yeah,
reason why.
he's a good
Oh,
camera person.
sorry.
He knows how to put it on, but he's
Yeah.
not doing stuff for like drama in the house. I don't see that just yet.
Well, apparently they're not showing it, because apparently throughout this entire thing, that same night that Josh and Devin had their fight, Michi and Liv, apparently Michi, Liv, and Amber, they've been having issue. Like, I think Michi's like been hooking up with Amber and Liv, and then that same night, Liv like went off on Michi and threw
There's
it in his
90.
face and all that stuff, and none of
There's
that was
90
shown.
minutes. How do you take?
But
How
you
do
know
you
why?
not show stuff like that?
None of that was shown, but we got to see Josh
Boggles my
cry
mind.
about 9 times 8 for
Maybe
like 10
because of
minutes.
what's gonna happen next episode.
Maybe they'll show it out of sequence, but it's just like there's other things happening, but it's kind of,
That's
So
right.
not
so it
seeing
was
it.
Devin versus Wes in a reverse tug of war type thing, or tug of war type thing. I think Wes is over. I think Wes is over it.
Well, I want to ask you, do y'all think that Devin was already going in before this moment and before the deliberation? Because he kind of got into it with Tori, because he was trying to get Corey and Tori in the elimination. And then,
Which
who
surprised
was
me
the house
because I
vote?
thought the house vote was Devin and Nicole.
yeah. But yeah, during deliberation, he was like, look, I'm voting for Corey and Tori. And
Oh yeah, Wes was trying to turn it around, right?
no, Devin. This was Devin.
Devin was trying to
This
turn
was
it around.
Devin. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Devin. I don't think Wes cared.
He thought people was gonna jump on the bandwagon, but nah.
Some people, I think, did some people.
Some people did switch.
Some people did kind of vote. I think still most obviously voted for Devin, but I think there were a couple people that stuck by Devin and Wes. Yeah. But which was interesting that no one, I guess Wes had more ties, or not, maybe not more ties, but
who's
didn't want to vote Wes in again though, because he could have voted him in.
Who's on the west side of things?
Just Devin and
so you got
Kyle
Devin,
and Natalie.
Devin and Kyle.
Lolo and Nam, aren't they on Wes's side?
Nam is. I don't think Lolo is. Nam voted for Corey and Tori. Because Nam was in the room when Wes was having that, when Wes was telling everybody, like Nam was in that room saying, hey, this all just vote for Corey and Tori. I think Nam was in there, Michi was in there. Just a bunch of
so Devin beats Wes, chooses Tori, which was a curveball because Devin and Tori, they talked about it. Have talked about it in the episode. They didn't show any footage, but they have a past history of being at odds with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys watch that?
That was
Watch
so
that past
relevant.
show?
That was
I-
so relevant.
I did watch that spinoff.
That was so relevant. Like, why are they bringing this back? I don't think this matters.
She didn't
at
even
all.
name it right. She said second chances. She should have said, "Are you the one?" Second chances.
Yeah,
The second
it's
chance
like
is-
no
tell
one
you
knows
that
what
it's
you're
just-
talking about.
Yeah, second chances doesn't give me anything. What you're saying? What network was it on?
But I wanted to, because we were just talking about Fessy and Joseph's situation. Apparently, Leroy also wanted to go in against Devin. He said if Devin's in there,
Yeah.
he wanted to go down in there.
He
Devin
would've
was
won.
in elimination. He didn't go down in there. So what do you think? Should Leroy had jumped in there and
Leroy
had this
100% should have jumped in there, but the reason why he didn't because Cam got into his ear. Cam didn't want to risk him, but Cam should have just let Leroy do it.
Leroy wasn't losing that to Devin.
He was not losing
He
that.
was losing that to
He-
a lot of
he-
these guys.
West Patchy could have had a goal scored by now. Leroy could have had a goal scored by now. It's all good.
So it's the reverse tug of war equivalent with Gauntlet 2. And I go back to Beth versus Ruthie. Beth smoked Ruthie in that.
Mhm.
And Ruthie is definitely no slouch. She's one of the most athletic girls that has ever been on the challenge. So it's definitely a weight thing on something like that.
For sure.
But
Well, no, I think that's different because that was such a shorter distance. This one, it looked
would you
like,
compare it to free agent? Would you compare it to the free agents elimination?
No, because that one was, I think it was set up different. I
Yeah.
think, but this one
For
looked
sure.
just like it was farther, so it was about speed more than the strength. I think. I mean, it was about strength, but it was like if you can get that leverage with your speed, and I think
Mhm.
that's why Devin, because Devin was way closer to the button than Wes was because he was just faster. So
Mhm.
as soon as you get that leverage, I think that you can like kind of crawl your way to the button easier than the other person who's slower.
Yeah.
So I think it was just a different setup, which is why I think that Michi could have possibly won. He's really small, but he could have won.
Yeah,
He
he's
could have
pretty
gotten
fast.
there faster and just hit the button.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a pretty fast dude. So I think it's just it's like
So
setup.
we have Tori with Devin and then Corey with Natalie.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad for Corey and Natalie. I'm looking forward to see them.
What do y'all think about Wes's speech at the end?
Oh, he was
He's
coming
out
so
the-
butthurt.
I had to tune
And I
that out.
He was butthurt for sure. I agree with you, Andrew. He was butthurt.
I don't know if you guys caught his Challenge Mania interview, but he was like nonstop capping on Leroy.
I'm not surprised.
Was it Leroy's best choice to put Wes in? No, but can you
Oh, yeah,
blame
for
the guy?
Leroy, yeah.
I mean,
Leroy wasn't on Wes's side.
Right.
I 100% agree with Leroy.
well, from the podcast, Leroy and Wes had a conversation. This is what Wes said in the podcast. Leroy and Wes had a conversation about working together before the season started, and he told Leroy that Devin's my number one, but I won't go after you. And the fact that I'm about to talk about Wes real quick. The fact that he says that, I've never gone after any of my friends. Do you forget about Fresh Meat 2?
No, yeah, a lot of it.
When you basically threw your best friend from your rear world season to the wolves.
Right, I remember that. I think Leroy was trying to get rid of Wes because Wes is good at this game. He's good at challenges and he's good at the final. So why not get rid of someone?
He's not as good as he used to be.
Feels like we can win.
Let's be real. I mean, he's obviously one of the best, and obviously every season people are going to go after him. But
in the final,
honestly,
I think Wes can still hang.
Before, I mean, obviously Corey and Nelson are strong. You got Darrell, who's coming back with a vengeance.
With no ones. And I feel like Wes showed his true cards to Leroy in that house. It was clear that he was working with Devin and Kyle, Leroy and Wes were in like no conversations, so you can't get mad at Leroy for being like, "Yo,
That we didn't see.
you gotta go."
That we didn't see. I
Yeah.
mean, there could have been plenty of conversations.
I mean, all right. So Wes does he?
And I do think Cam has a lot of say. I think Cam put that in Leroy's ear. Like we need to get rid of a champ, someone who's won this before, who has like a good, good political game in this house. He's running things, and he was putting a lot of the things on his side together.
Wes wasn't running anything.
I feel
No,
like
he was.
He
He was.
wasn't.
I feel like
no.
he was the one
Not this season.
gathering the three of them.
He was the
not
one
Politically-
what?
anyone else. Him, Devin, Kyle, Nam to all stick together.
He was.
That's just four. That's just four guys,
Yeah.
though, Stefan. You
Yeah,
got
but I still
TYB.
feel
You got
like they were
TYB. You got all the
behind-
rookie.
I still
You got
feel
all
like they
the
were
rookie
behind
guys.
West, but Leroy
Yeah.
is good with Leroy's good with Corey and Nelson and TYB, and so is Cam. Cam's good with Nelson and Corey. Cam's not gonna let Leroy vote in Nelson.
Yeah.
But there's so many more possibilities. I mean, Leroy could have gone down there. Like we said, Leroy could have easily
He
beaten
definitely,
easily beaten
I
Devin.
definitely think he could have gone down there. I think Cam was the one. probably.
There are rookies like Leo, like Michi.
But
who
the whole goal was to get rid of
nobody.
Devin or West. So you send in Michi, you're risking Devin winning, and Michi.
But they wanted to get rid of West the previous episode, and what did Fessy do? He threw in Kyle.
But that was Fessy's fault, not Leroy's
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah.
But
I think,
not West, Leroy and Casey were the double agents. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Exactly.
that's why I didn't want them to win because they won't do they're not exciting players. I mean,
No, I was
Leroy's a fun
happy with
personality,
the
they
outcome.
weren't exciting players. Like it was just so we knew what they were gonna do. It's like I wanted either Lola.
I was happy with the outcome. This should have
win.
happened last week, point blank. Joseph should have never gone into elimination. The whole house.
Joseph should have kept his mouth.
Wes and Devin manipulated
Yeah,
the
I
whole
agree
house
with
last week, and made the house think that Joseph should have gone in. But really, Joseph was just talking crap.
Yeah,
The
he
plan
should
was
have.
to-
He should have
to send
not
him-
talked
yeah.
anything though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. But Joseph was going around himself, telling other people. He was telling Nelson, telling Corey that he wanted to go in. So you can't do anything about that. If they want to just,
I would've
like,
I would be like,
shoulda,
yo,
woulda,
your
coulda.
turn will come when Wes and Devin are gone.
But I think that it's like, how badly do they really care about Wes? I
But
think
in the
they don't
in
really
the-
clearly. I think they're just going along with it, and they were like, "No, if we cannot throw Wes' name out there, let's get this kid out. He wants to go in. Let's do it. That Wes not coming after us. Or Cam can't do anything, and we're still safe. I think that's
in the Skull era, you gotta go against people that you think are easy wins.
the OGs for a little bit, and because
yeah, everything
you
is
want
speculation.
OGs is coming together.
Yes.
Mark Long,
What
really, he's doing.
What are you
his
guys
thing.
hearing about the
And,
quarantine day?
hold on a second.
For sure.
Yeah, so the casting is coming together. Apparently, it's like in 3 weeks they're gonna be headed to quarantine. I don't know. I think it's LA probably, but whatever, they're gonna be headed to quarantine. So the casting is coming together. And so far, the people who do the spoilers,
Pink Rose is.
apparently,
I don't know how she.
guys know?
I don't know how she does it.
well, like for people that as of right now, we can kind of expect them to be
Yeah,
there.
allegedly. Okay.
You're not gonna like it, Stefan, but
Oh,
Wes is one of those people.
Yeah, I don't think
Expected to
he's
be
an
there.
OG, but he's like a
You-
recent OG. We don't need to
Brad
see him.
is also
I
expected
don't-
to be
He's
there.
I don't think you should put any of the OGs that have been on the past 2 seasons.
I agree, unless you are Darrell.
I was about to
unless you
say, unless you are Darrell
or
Even
Veronica.
Veronica or Anissa, I'll take
Yeah.
Anissa.
Well, I'm saying Total Madness and Double Agents. If you're an OG and you're on those last two challenges,
you gotta have Darrell on there. He's from Road Rules. He is a.
but we've seen
OG.
Darrell.
I want to see him with his people though.
Darrell, yeah, I want to see
I wanna
Darrell
see
in his
him-
element.
See, yeah,
So
I don't want to see Wes back there because
So
he
I
knows too much.
I remember back when we were going to do an original podcast on not Double Agents, the OGs. You had to send a list, and the two top guys that I want to see outside of Mark, because Mark's the obvious one.
Oh,
Whether
that's
he
nice.
plays,
Yeah,
whether
let's
he
go around two guys and two girls you want to see for sure on the OG. That'd be nice.
and I'm going back.
Start off.
Do you guys mind if I go first?
Yeah,
Go.
I want to go way back. I'm gonna go Cyrus
that's a good one.
because he hasn't been on in a while.
Mhm.
And originally, I didn't think this person would want to be on one because of how badly injured he got back. But I know he was one of the ones that Mark Lawn reached out to. I want to see Timmy back
Timmy,
Yeah, that'd be nice. That's a good OG.
because I thought for
He brought
sure
that
Timmy.
good positive vibe too.
I thought for sure
Probably.
Timmy wouldn't come back because he got really, really hurt
Mhm.
in Inferno 3. And I was like, okay, he's done. You know how people always retire all the time and they come back like 6, 7, 8 seasons later?
Mhm.
We all knew when Timmy retired that he was done.
Yeah.
Which was special, that episode. I remember that.
As far as the girls go,
You're probably gonna say my pick. That's all good. I'll choose someone else.
I mean, there are a few one-hit wonders that I feel like would be good back on TV, like the Gauntlet Queen,
That would be nice.
Sarah Grayson. I feel like she'd be an interesting one.
I'll be happy with that.
Kendall.
That's a good. Yeah, Kendall's a good one too.
Kendall's very, very in tune with the challenge universe now. She's
It's
been
hard because they both did one challenge each, but I see where you're coming from.
Kendall's very, very in tune
Kendall
with the
won
challenge universe now. She's been on
Twitter.
a couple Challenge Mania lives. She and Tori, not Deal, but the other Tori, the one that just got married again, got remarried. They're best friends. So I would say Susie, but realistically, is that a possibility because she's married to somebody in production that was in production at one time? I don't know. I think the 3 girls that I would like would be Sarah, Kendall, and Susie.
That would be nice.
Okay.
Or maybe even a Jody. Throw a Jody in there.
Yo, I just realized Jody's on Instagram. Did you guys know that? Is that her true page? Real page?
Oh, I don't.
I think
don't
so.
know. I
She
don't
was
have
on.
one.
She was on.
Instagram,
she was on Challenge Mania.
Her title is like 2 times champ OG, MTV OG challenge champ times 2. So I'm like, okay, is she coming back? Like, what is she doing? But
Wait,
yeah.
she won 2? Which one she won?
Yeah, she won the duel and then Gauntlet too.
She was on Gauntlet too?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on the Rookies.
I had to think about that too because she said 2 times
She
champ.
was so. Oh, that's right. That's when she like
She
her
won
outfit
Gauntlet
got together.
too.
That's right.
And
that's
that
right.
final challenge was when they had to eat everything. It was like a
Yeah, it was
gamble.
okay. That was just a lot of people that season, and it was hard to. Yeah, okay, all right.
I'm rewatching that on CBS All Access, and I'm not looking forward to that finale.
Right. No, that
All
was
right. So, Stefan, who are your people?
all right. So my top 2 guys that I want to see OG wise is Darrell and The Miz. Although I
That'd be
don't feel like Miz
Not gonna
would
happen.
go because based off his where he's at in life. So I would say Landon maybe. And my top 2 girls, hands down, Coral or Tina.
Tina's a good shot. Coral, I don't think so.
Yeah,
You
Coral.
see this?
Oh yeah, you found her. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
her.
she's working. She's working on it. Maybe
She's
she got that
working
call.
towards making her appearance.
I feel
I
like
would love Coral, even if Coral just hosted something.
I feel like any of the challengers that have been on Challenge Mania in the hiatus between Total Madness and Double Agents are beyond because Dan Ramsey is going to be on tomorrow. I'm so excited for that.
I know. I saw.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I feel like any of like the really OGs that have been on recently on Challenge Mania, I feel like really want to come back. So
Yeah,
MJ, Ace, Timmy.
Nice.
Wait, Stefan, who are the people you said?
I said Darrell,
My bad, I didn't mean
Miz,
to cut
or
you off.
Landon, and then Coral, Tina. Coral for
Okay.
obvious reasons, and then Tina. I always love Tina.
Yeah. Tina's great. Okay. So for me, my top 2 guys have always been the same. It's Landon and Alton. Those are my guys.
Good one.
So
I'm
I love
loving
to see them
watching
back.
rewatching Alton.
Alton. Hey, Alton.
I didn't like him on Battle of the Season.
It's his
I
time
said
to
that.
come back.
Alton was peak.
He said that he would come back when the prize money is $1 million. So It's time to come
I'm
back,
back.
Alton.
Yeah, time to come back. Yeah.
And then for women, Airline for sure.
That's a throwback, Airline.
Damn,
But
pulling that out. You're pulling that out of the vault.
But she did say to Mark Long that she would. Mark Long made a
She
post
would?
saying, "Yeah, Mark Airline would come back." Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be nice.
Who are the cast members that are
She also
OGs
said
that
that.
are? Who are the cast members that are OGs that are definite no's?
Definite knows.
Theo Vaughn's a definite no.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Adam King.
Why is
He's
Adam
not.
King?
Oh God.
He's a no.
Why is he? A no?
Because that's just what the spoiler counts are saying, that these people most likely won't be on. Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't be mind seeing Katie. I love
Katie. She's one of the ones that to expect to be on.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she says she most likely will be there unless something changes.
Excited. Yeah.
Man,
Katie,
in middle school and high school, watching Katie Doyle.
I love Katie. I had like a special place in my heart for her.
Yeah, Katie, Veronica, and Trishelle. And I think Ruthie are most likely gonna be there.
I was gonna say that Ruthie. I like Ruthie.
Yeah. So yeah, so I mean it's shaping up to be shaping up to be something good. Yeah. They're getting in contact with all the good ones, that's for sure. They're not
I like the female list at least.
Really good. The male list is I need something else. Yeah. I need something else because the three guys that I'm hearing aren't
three guys allegedly.
Wes, Brad, and Derek. And
Derek
Derek K.
Yeah, I'm happy for Derek K.
But they're saying they're just most recent though. So I'm hoping like we get some. More obviously, we'll be getting some throwbacks.
I've heard a John Brennan possibility.
Yeah, I would like to see.
I mean, he wasn't my favorite on the one challenge that I watched of his, but I really enjoyed hearing his challenge.
They better get more OGs, and I'm tired. They better find more male OGs. I'm telling you that.
They're gonna go way out of the box stuff, and like they're gonna go.
Cannot win an OG challenge. Like he's not a true OG.
Mark is gonna be there too, because he's been kind of behind this whole thing.
Right.
And those guys, since they're more recent, they're probably already scheming. They're probably already calling each other scheming.
Oh, yeah. I need West to not win this. I'll be so mad if he wins an OG challenge.
You need Darrell. Darrell will go after him for sure.
Have you heard anything from the other Darren?
From the what?
The one that won Battle of the Sexes 2? I feel like he'd be good.
From who?
Who, Dan?
Dan, I don't remember.
Oh, Dan. Name. Yeah. I haven't heard anything from him.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I think Mark did say Mark made a post saying that Dan would do it. That was like a couple months ago though.
What about Rachel?
Let me see here.
I'll be down for Rachel.
Rachel's apparently isn't doing it.
Oh,
her kids are.
Yeah, she has two. She has twins. So.
No. Okay, so Veronica was taken off of the list.
Why?
They're unsure about her, but Arissa was added on.
I'm down. I saw Arissa. Yeah.
I
interviewed her. I interviewed Arissa back in the day.
Arissa, yeah.
Arissa. You can't get mad at Arissa. She made the final.
You know what's funny? CT and Johnny are up in the air. So what if CT, Johnny, Wes, and Derek and Brad are all on it?
No offense, Bananas does not need to be on OG. I'm sorry.
What if all those guys are on it and we don't get any of our OG favorites?
That's the worst. This is the worst. Nah.
That'd be annoying.
CT, West, and Bananas they don't need to be on it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Derek and I'm okay with Brad.
Yes is another guy that I would be interested in seeing again from Rule Semester at Sea.
That would be pretty. Yeah, he'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. You shouldn't bring on any of these really, really recent challengers
because it takes the fun away.
CT and Bananas will probably be on the next season. Wes will probably be on the next season.
My thing is CT and Bananas will run the whole OG challenge, and then they will dominate and get to the end, and all your favorites will be eliminated.
Yep, and then they'll be right back on the next challenge.
Yeah.
You need to bring people that haven't been on in a while. That's why two of my top two guys outside of
Except for
Mark
Darrell.
Long were Cyrus and Timmy.
Except for Darrell.
Okay, guys. So yeah, so they're
'Cause last time
saying
you saw
They're
Cyrus
going
was
back and
what?
forth.
Ruins?
Who?
And then
Phoebe?
Timmy was Inferno 3. 10
So-
plus years. You got to bring them both back.
all right, guys. So they're saying for the guys that most likely won't be doing this.
Mhm.
So yeah, both Dans are out. Real World
Mhm.
Miami and Road Rules Northern Trail.
Right.
Frank from Las Vegas 2002
Yeah.
is out.
Aw.
Jamie, the male Jamie from New Orleans is out.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Uh-huh.
surprised about that.
Shane,
Who?
Shane,
Campus Crawl?
yeah,
He's out.
Campus Carl, he's out.
Wow.
Randy from Real World San Diego and Theo Vaughn and Adam King, yeah. So
Gotcha.
those guys are out.
Okay.
And the girls, out of the top picks, I would think we would like to see like Evelyn's out.
Oh, no chance we get Evelyn. I don't think anybody knows where
dude,
Evelyn is.
Irulan is out.
Aw.
Obviously, Jamie Chung is not gonna do it. Jody's not gonna do it. Johanna, Keena,
Mm-mm.
Paula, Rachel, Susie, Svetlana, they're all out.
Surprised Paula's not doing it.
Yeah, I think she's over it. That's the thing.
Mm.
Yeah, she seemed pretty over
She's
it.
got what, like three kids now?
Yeah.
But you
I
say
don't blame
Definitely
her.
two.
You say Katie and Arissa are doing it?
Right now, yeah,
Yeah,
Katie and
it's
Rissa
definitely-
are gonna be there, and
Not bad.
yeah, so it's not bad list. There's still some. I mean, we have a lot of. That's the thing about the old school challenges. There's a lot of great personalities there to
Mhm.
pick from. Even if your absolute favorites aren't there, there's still other people that
That's true.
can take.
I think the three of
Every
us are all
show.
in our the three of us are all in our 30s, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Us watching the challenge in our
Way to put us
peak
out
when
there.
we were in like middle school and high school, that's when it was excuse my language, that's when it was the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched in high school.
Yeah, I started
was in-
watching Texas One.
I was in the 6th grade watching Battle of the Seasons.
See, I started at Battle of the Sexes 2.
Mhm.
That's when I started mine. So that was probably that was early 2000s, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, I
my first one. And I think Road Rules Extreme was my first Road Rules, and then Real World San Diego. So it was like I think that year, I think those are three that, 'cause remember they used to come back to back. It would be
Yeah,
like Road
yeah.
Rules, Real World, in the
I
challenge.
was a couple years before you. My first Road Rules was Campus Crawl. But I did see the quest a little bit, but I didn't understand Road Rules then. My first real was Back to New York.
Yeah. Campus Crawl is my
Yeah.
favorite Road Rules. Not gonna lie.
Campus Crawl was pretty
I
good.
can rewatch that one over and over. That's my favorite. I think
That's
good.
cast is stacked with challenge grades.
it's just
Mhm.
like it's just so good.
It is.
So yeah, so that's what we have for the OGs right now.
That's our top, our taste.
Is it gonna be on MTV or is it gonna be on Netflix? What do you guys think?
Don't know. I would assume MTV.
I would assume MTV too. I think it's MTV, but there wasn't
I
really
mean-
saying Netflix because Netflix brought on 2 seasons of the challenge, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be MTV though.
MTV.
Yeah, so thank you all for joining us to our challenge talk. Cover the challenge double ages and the We Want OGs. Speculation, everything. You guys can follow us at Reality Radio Pod and the Challenge MTV. Comment below. And yeah, you guys take care. We'll see you guys next week.
Deuces.
Cheers.